Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX, and today we're going to cover some of the most common scams, so that hopefully my viewers and anyone watching this video will be able to refrain from getting scammed, basically, because that's probably one of the saddest things to experience in the gaming world. But here, the first one is, we go from like stupid to really clever, and this first guy just says, well, if you give me items, I will link to your YouTube channel. I have 200,000 subscribers and I'm Bieber, and he's not Bieber. So that's not very clever. This next one, he writes a long message, and this is one of the most common scams, and it says, if you accept trade offer from Lactoland, you will receive a €68 Steam wallet on your profile immediately. Nope, it does not work like that. You can't transfer money to the Steam wallets like that. There's no way to do that. So always decline the offer, because it just doesn't work like that. You can't do that. And here we have another example of the same thing. Steam transfer, a monetary value of $25 will be transferred to user. And you can see that this guy is too clever. How about go fuck yourself, because he probably knows what's up. Smart guy. I tried trading for this was one I found on Reddit. I tried trading for a knife the other day with my unusual Dota courier, blah blah blah. Basically, a guy says, I have a knife on CSGO Lounge, I want Dota 2 items. Then he says, what Dota 2 items do you want? I want a ticket for a 1-year-old Dota 2 Steel Series tournament. So basically, a ticket so he can view a 1-year-old tournament, which you can't even use that ticket anymore. And the only ticket on the market was the seller, the guy with the knife ticket, and he sold it for $61. So what would happen is, this guy would buy the ticket, say, hey, I've got the ticket, now you can trade with your knife. And the guy would just say, well, you've just bought my ticket for $61. You're not getting my knife. I got everything I wanted to. This one is kind of clever. I didn't know where to place it, actually. But this is just a guy saying, I'm your good friend. Please let me borrow your items. And he was probably not going to give them back. Who knows? But this was sent to me by one of my Facebook fans. Hey, add my friend for trade, please. And this is also one of the really common ones. They say, hey, add my friend. He can't add you for some reason. And then they send you a link to the Steam community that is not an actual link. As you can see, it says Steam community. And I have another one of these coming up, so you can see another link. This is probably the #1 most common one, and it's actually the exact same link. I just noticed that now. This was sent by 2 different people, and it's the exact same link. So it's the exact same cheater. What happens is you log in, and as you log in, they basically, it seems like an actual Steam website, but it's not. If you go and log in, then they will just have your password and account, and there's nothing you can do about it, really. This last one is a PayPal thing, and there are a lot of PayPal scams. One of the probably the easiest one to do is just say, I want to buy a knife for this much money on PayPal, and it's usually an overpay, so you kind of get convinced that, hey, this is a great deal. Then they send money on PayPal for a virtual item, which is just a knife or whatever, like a message saying, oh, I did this to pay for a knife. You trade over the knife because you see that the money has kind of arrived at your account. But what they do is that they request a refund, and that is really easy to do on PayPal, apparently, for virtual items. And there's literally no way for you to actually prove that you did the trade, so it's impossible to get your money. So what happens is, you send over the knife, they just demand a refund of the money they sent, because they say, hey, I haven't gotten the item. And even if you can prove that they have gotten the item, it's really, really hard to get PayPal to actually send over the money. So that's a real easy one. This one, though, is more complicated. This was one I found on Reddit. It was on Reddit, Global Offensive, like a week ago. And this is a guy saying, StatTrack, like a PayPal thing saying, StatTrack, flip knives are firing mesh, and if you read the terms and conditions and the note to recipient, it is kind of written so that it looks like it's a PayPal gift, because it is a PayPal gift. You can see in the title, like, it has a big logo saying PayPal gift, and then it says, upon doing this trade, there's no refund for either of the kind of parties in this trade. But what is really hard to notice, apart from the lack of grammar knowledge, I guess you can say, the grammar is really bad, but apart from that, the really hard thing, and I think I got this right because it was kind of hard to process, to be honest. I'm not very good with PayPal, and I had to read pretty much all the comments in the thread on Reddit. But what it actually is a guy who sent an invoice for a PayPal gift instead. And an invoice is basically a payment that is not due to be paid at the exact moment of the transfer. So, like, you can send an invoice. I heard a guy use an example like Google. So, say Google says, hey, I want to order pizza for my whole company, and that is probably very unlikely, but they might do this, and then they say, but we don't really have, or maybe, like, we can't use so much money on one Google like credit card at once, so we need to send an invoice. So basically what they say is they send a payment which is like due maybe a week or two from the time that they receive the pizza, and then they will just transfer the money over later. But this guy sent an invoice for a PayPal gift, and then he said in the message, he kind of wrote it so it really looks like it's legit, but it's not him sending a PayPal gift, it's him requesting a PayPal gift for this amount and for this knife. So the guy who it was sent to kind of, at least the whole point was that he was going to think, hey, this guy already sent me a PayPal gift, I can read that it's non-refundable, and also, well, that's pretty much what I wanted. So instead he receives a, hello, I need you to pay me 175 euros, plus I'm gonna take your knife. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, there's probably, I can link you to the Reddit thread, and then you can read some of the comments. I found it quite hard to process. I guess it was just because I'm not very good with PayPal. But yeah, these were some of the most common scams, and maybe you can try and avoid these now. And it became quite a long video, but the last PayPal things here are kind of the most clever ones. They're really hard to do anything about. You can't really do anything about them, to be honest. And you really need to be careful if you want to PayPal trade. I suggested you actually do not at all trade on PayPal. But if you want real money, that's pretty much one of the only real ways. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't have any other scams, but I want to say thanks to everyone who let me use the pictures. I requested some pictures for scams on my Facebook, and people delivered. And even though I have just over 200 likes on there, it's insane that I can get enough pictures so that I can kind of make a solid scam video. But I want to end it here because it's already a long video, and I don't think it needs extra length for me just talking. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't. My name is NaToSaphiX, and I'll see you in the next video.